States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi, folks. Mr. Augustini got called out of town tonight and can't join us, but welcome to the Town of Union Board meeting, November 6, 2024. Public hearings tonight. We have 3 public hearings tonight. Mr. Perfetti, please.
First public hearing. A public hearing was called for on Wednesday, November 6, 2024 at 7 p.m. to solicit public input for the inclusion in the FFY 2025-2029 Community Development Block Grant and Home 5-Year Consolidated Plan. This was published and posted on October 7th, 2024.
You've heard this notice of public hearing, and at this time, we invite comments relative to this public hearing. Please note that there are 2 other places on the agenda where you can address the board, but for right now, any comments on this particular public hearing, we ask you to come forward, clearly state your name and address into the microphone, and is there anybody who would like to speak on this particular hearing? If none, we'll call this public hearing to a close. Next, Mr. Perfetti.
Second public hearing was called for on Wednesday, November 6, 2024 at 7 p.m. to solicit public input for the initial draft of the FFY 2023 CDBG CAPER before it is submitted to HUD on December 30th, 2024. This was published and posted on October 7th, 2024.
You've heard the notice of this public hearing. It's the same rules that apply. If you would like to make a comment on this public hearing, please come forward, give us your name and your address for the record. Is there anyone who would like to speak on this particular hearing? No? Then we'll call this public hearing to a close. Next, Mr. Perfetti.
The last public hearing was called for on Wednesday, November 6, 2024 at 7 p.m. to solicit public input for the 2025 preliminary budget, including the annual water fund, annual sewer fund, annual fire contracts, and the fire protection district's proposed tax cap override local law, and the proposed 2025 annual salaries for certain elected officials of the Town of Union.
You've heard this public notice hearing. Same rules apply. If you would like to come up and speak with us, please give us your name and your address. Is there anybody who would like to speak to us now?
Just a nosy question.
Well, come up.
You know the routine.
My God, you've been doing this so long, you know the rules.
Carol, oh,
Got to push the
On
button
the
on the
back,
end.
there's a
On the
button,
back.
remember?
first one.
Just hold it
I
in.
don't know where it is.
Back of the microphone, Carol, right
Oh,
there you go.
thank you.
We have our audio-visual guy here tonight. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Carol Laskowski's 37 Edward Street, Johnson City. I'm curious about the expression, not the expression, but the word certain elected officials. Like, who are the certain and how is it determined?
It's
Thank
the-
you.
It's myself, the supervisor, and the board. Mr. Perfetti is the other elected official in the town, and his salary gets determined at a different meeting later, in a couple weeks, basically. Because his is done by board decision, and this one we put in here is a cost of living for the board, and it's reflective of what the negotiations are. It's actually not exactly, but that's pretty much how it comes up with it. What the employees are getting as a raise. No more, no less.
So I have a copy of it in my office, and it's also posted on the comptroller's site on our website.
Right. Okay, anybody else? Okay, we'll call this public hearing to a close. Bids, Mr. Bertoni, please.
Yes, bids were called for on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024 at 10 a.m. for the Reynolds Road Pump Station. Bids were received as follows. G. DeVincentis, $464,000. Vactory Construction, $582,000. Motion to receive and file the bids for the Reynolds Road Pump Station.
Second.
You've heard the motion is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, excuse me. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved.
Bids were called for on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024 at 10 a.m. for West Endicott Pump Station. Bids were received as follows. Factory Construction, $611,000. Procon Contracting, $666,000. Motion to receive and file the bids for the West Endicott Pump Station.
Second.
You've heard the motion as presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? I would just like to make a couple here. This is the ARPA money. This is the money that came from the COVID relief. It's over $20 million in infrastructure money, and all of these pump stations are being upgraded at the same time. I don't know the exact count, but it's about 20 or so pump stations. And for the,
10, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's,
Yeah, it's less than 10, I think.
no, way more.
No.
Yeah, there's quite a few. We can count them afterwards, but I counted over 30 different infrastructure projects that is on that list being done. Not all are pump stations, but a lot of them are. And this is all stuff that the town would have never been able to afford, except for maybe one or two a year. And to be able to get them all done and all up to current specs is really an amazing feat.
That money expired?
Yes, we have to have all these on the books by the end of this year, and they all have to be completed within 2 years. Or it goes back
Have to be
the
under
federal-
contract by December 31st.
Right. So that's why you're gonna be seeing a lot of these on the agendas in the next couple of weeks. 16? Okay, there's 16. So we'll split the difference on that, Frank. I said 20, you said 10.
Yeah.
I won. Okay. Now I have no idea where I was.
You know I'm gonna come and check
Okay.
tomorrow to see if there's 16, right?
Hearing none, okay. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved.
Bids were received on October 18, 2024 for professional services and related work. Bids were received as follows: EFPR Group CPA PLLC, $69,400 to $71,000 through 2024-28, and Drescher and Malecki LLP from $76,600 to $86,216. Motion to receive and file the bids for professional services and related work.
Second.
You have heard the motion as presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved. Why would that not be a resolution to spend that kind of money?
Because it's just a motion to
We're
receive.
just
Oh, it's to
receiving the
receive.
bids.
Resolutions
I'm
later
sorry.
on.
I got it. Approval of minutes, Mr. Bertoni.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular Town Union Board meeting held on Wednesday, October 16, 2024.
Second.
A motion has been made by Mr. Bertoni, seconded by Mr. Nurchi, to approve the minutes of the regular Town of Union Board meeting held on Wednesday, October 16th, 2024. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. Hearing of visitors. At this time, we come to our first of two hearings of visitors. We allow 15 minutes total and 3 minutes only for each individual. It is not time to debate the board, but it's time for you to offer opportunity to share concerns or opinions with us. We encourage anyone wishing to speak to the town to please come forward, give us your name and your address, and go from there. Anybody wishing to speak tonight?
Congratulations to all you guys from last time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
They didn't sweat a bit.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I just wanted to.
2,000 between you, that was pretty close.
It was closer than it should have been, in my opinion.
So congrats to all you guys.
Should have campaigned harder.
Yeah, yeah. It would have been nice if I had some help. Okay, we're taking that someplace else.
It's always somebody else's fault.
Okay, we're gonna close this hearing of visitors.
We better.
Communications for filing, Mr. Bertoni, please.
Yes, I make a motion to accept and place on file communications 1 through 6.
Second.
A motion is made by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi to receive and file communications for filing 1 through 6. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The communications for filing has been received and filed. Communications for action, Mr. Bertoni.
None tonight.
Petitions, Mr. Bertoni.
None tonight.
Good. Going into committee reports, environmental laws legislation, Mr. Nurchi, please.
I have a couple of resolutions. A resolution to approve the Stormwater Control Facility Maintenance Agreement, the Decommissioning Agreement, the Host Community Benefit Agreement, and the Payment in lieu of Taxes Alternative Agreement with Endicott New York Solar Farm, LLC, and Ovan Capital, LLC, with respect to the 525 Boswell Hill Road solar project and authorization for Supervisor Mack to execute the same upon the approval of the town attorney and subject to the effective, upon full execution of all agreements by the Endicott New York Solar Farm LLC and Ovan Capital LLC.
You've heard the proposed resolution is
Wait,
presented.
That's it.
Do we read the rest?
That's the next one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the next one. You got to second that, Frank?
Yep.
Did you second?
Do we have to read the rest of it?
No, the rest of it is for the
Belongs
next,
to the bottom.
it's in the
Okay,
wrong
all right.
spot.
Second.
It's
Oh,
it's
my
for the next
paperwork's
one.
different than yours, that's why I'm confused too. You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Nurchi and seconded by Mr. Bertoni. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Cudgis.
Aye.
Nurchi.
Aye.
Bertoni.
No.
And Mack.
Aye. Let me see, okay, so you gotta read the second one here, Frank, or Mr. Nurchi?
You ready for the second one?
Yeah.
Okay. Resolution to call for a public hearing to consider amending the local law of the Town of Union Code 191-14, parking prohibited in designated locations as follows. Lot Street, north side, to exceed, are beginning at the intersection of Hooper Road, a distance not to exceed 45 feet to the east. Lot Street, south side, beginning at the intersection of Hooper Road, a distance not to exceed 60 feet to the east.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Nurchi and seconded by Mr. Bertoni. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll call for a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Cudgis.
Aye.
Nurchi.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted. Finance, Mr. Bertoni tonight.
No, Mr. Cutchess.
That's me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Cudgis.
I have a motion to approve the following 2024 budget transfers. Decrease the tipping fee budgetary line by $5,000, increase equipment maintenance by $1,800, increase sewer line repairs by $3,200, decrease tipping fee by $26,000, increase recycling by $26,000.
Second.
You've heard the motion is presented by Mr. Cudgis and seconded by Mr. Bertoni. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved.
I have a resolution to award professional services and related work to EFPR Group, CPA PLLC, for their low bid prices as follows. Years 2024, $69,000, 2025, $70,300, 2026, $71,000, 2027, $71,000, 2028, $71,000.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Cudgis and seconded by Mr. Bertoni. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Cudgis.
Aye.
Nurchi.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted. Capital Projects and Public Works, Mr. Bertoni, please.
I have a resolution to award the Fairview Pump Station Rehab Electrical Construction Contract to Blanding Electric Incorporated for their low bid of $231,000, as they are the low bidder to meet or exceed all specifications.
Second?
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Mr.
Bertoni.
Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Cudgis. Nurchi.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
I have a resolution requesting approval to award to the original Errol's contract for the sanitary sewer cleaning and televising within the West Corners and South Seward area, not to exceed $8,300.
Second?
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Judges.
Aye.
Nucci.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
A resolution for the Town Board of the Town of Union authorizes the Town of Union Town Court to apply for a JCAP grant in the 2024-25 grant cycle up to $30,000.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Judges.
Aye.
Nucci.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Have a resolution to award the West Endicott Pump Station to Vackery Construction for their low bid of $611,000.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
Can I
Mr.
can I just go
Perfetti?
back?
Oh,
Jen, do I need to designate that that's ARPA spending? No? Okay. Okay.
All set?
Yep.
Okay. Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Judges.
Aye.
Nucci.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Have a resolution to award the Reynolds Road Sanitary Pump Station to G.D. Vincennes Construction for their low bid of $464,000.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Judges.
Aye.
Nucci.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Have a resolution to award Pheasant Lane Street Reconstruction and Drainage Improvements to G.D. Vincennes Construction for their low bid of $1,142,000.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Judges.
Aye.
Nucci.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Have a resolution to award Airport Road Drainage Improvements to G.D. Vincennes Construction for the low bid of $324,000.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. Are there any comments? I'll just make one. That is Airport Road in the town of Union, not Airport Road. A couple weeks ago, we had a person get up and question what we were doing on Airport Road.
Imagine who that person was.
And I'm pretty sure I knew the answer, but because I wasn't 100% sure, I didn't say anything. Airport Road is 100% a county road, and we have nothing to do with any work up on that road. This is Airport Road out by Tri-Cities Airport. Just wanted to make that clear, even though he's not here to hear it tonight. Okay, well, we did hear some. We will have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Judges.
Aye.
Nucci.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
And Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted. Employees and Safety, Mr. Nurchi.
Yes. A resolution authorizing Karen Gantz, retired deputy clerk, to return at a rate of $26 an hour to fill in on an as-needed basis.
Second?
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Nurchi and seconded by Mr. Bertoni. Are there any comments? I'm going to make a comment. I don't remember discussing this at the board. Did you guys do it?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Two
Yeah, we
weeks
did.
ago.
Okay, it must have been when I was, I got
Okay.
pulled out of the room on a.
You were
Yeah, it
out
could be.
campaigning.
Yes,
I
you were
was-
on a phone call.
I got pulled out of the room on an emergency call. Okay, I didn't know about it. Okay, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Judges.
Aye.
Nucci.
Aye.
Bertoni.
Aye.
Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Motion to approve John Mace, Highway Superintendent, to attend Running Your Highway Department workshop to be held on November 7th, 2024 in Appalachian at the Town of Owego Town Hall. Registration fee is $60 per person, which includes lunch. The approval would also include the use of the town vehicle.
Second?
You've heard the motion is presented by Mr. Nurchi and seconded by Mr. Bertoni. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote, please. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved. Parks and Recreation, Mr. Bertoni.
Have a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign the digital display contract with Park Outdoors for the advertising of the Christmas in the Park.
Second.
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Cudges. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Cudges,
Aye.
Nucci,
Aye.
Bertoni,
No.
and Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted.
Have a resolution authorizing the supervisor to accept and sign the fireworks exhibition agreement with Young Explosives for the Christmas in the Park.
Second?
You've heard the proposed resolution is presented by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Cudges. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please. Mr. Perfetti?
Cudges,
Aye.
Nucci,
Aye.
Bertoni,
Aye.
Mack.
Aye, the resolution is adopted. Planning and zoning, Mr. Cudges.
Sure. I have a motion to appoint Amber Hans to fill a vacancy on the Citizens Advisory Council for Community Development for a term ending December 31st, 2027.
Second.
You have heard the motion is presented by Mr. Cudges and seconded by Mr. Bertoni. Are there any comments?
Yeah, are we supposed to do the other name too?
No.
We're holding, we're
It's-
gonna do it
it's been
another
pulled.
time.
Oh, it has?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, thank you.
It's not on your papers, is it?
What?
No.
No.
No,
It's not on your
no.
papers, no.
It's on theirs though, in the audience.
Oh, it is, oh, okay. We're waiting for information from the candidate. I
Okay,
believe.
second.
Okay. We'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The motion is approved. Hearing of visitors, second hearing. If there's anybody who'd like to speak to us again tonight, same rules apply. Come up and give us your name and address.
Carol Scott, it's not working.
There's a little button in the back, just hold it for a second.
Hold it,
Yep,
the
there
light
you
just
go.
came on.
It's on now.
Thank you. Carol Laskowski, 37 Edward Street. On page 2, under communications for filing, the first one, 60 Lester Avenue in Johnson City, amending a zoning fine, a fine, but not a zoning law. So I was just curious, is 60 Lester a business or a residence? And what did they do?
So that's Johnson City notifying us that they're making that change. That's Village of Johnson City's law and change, not ours. We're just notifying.
That's what I was wondering, that's why I...
Yeah, I think
Well, the
if I
meeting's coming
remember,
up.
we looked at it, and we're trying to tighten up a law.
They're amending their, the penalties.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're
You
trying
know,
to
so
make
like,
it,
What
so
is-
if the
what
fine
is-
was $50, they're trying to make it into more, you know?
What is 60 Lester? Right. Oh, you don't know, I'm sorry, okay. Thank you.
yeah, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Okay. Anybody else like to speak to us tonight? Oh, hi, Mike.
Didn't plan on saying anything, but
It's still on.
It's still on, I can see the light.
Just tip it up.
Marty Samansky, 1655 Silver Drive in Endicott. I'm representing myself in this conversation, nobody else, but I spent a lot of time at the food pantry down in Endicott, and the number of people that we serve each month is continually growing. I mean, we do about 2,000 people serve a month, and the numbers keep growing every single month. And that's only a piece of the issue, but as the people increase, it doesn't seem to be an end-to-end plan at all, how to keep people self-sufficient, how to deal with the homeless, how to deal with people that need, mental health care, drug addictions. There's just a whole host, but it seems like money is just being thrown out to do a Band-Aid and give them some food, and that's it. And so my question is, who should be looking at that and taking a look at it? Should there be discussions between different levels of government? I think it's important, if we don't do that, it's gonna bury us.
It's really a state and county level.
No,
The towns and the
we-
villages can try to do some things, but the pockets for that mental health care and all that stuff has to come from state directives.
Right, but even the money's being cut back on.
Yeah, but
food.
Oh,
don't we provide money to the food pantry through our community development block grant money?
I don't know where the money actually.
Oh,
goes.
okay. So we have a planning and zoning department, and they handle federal dollars that go to nonprofits.
Right.
I'm not sure if the food pantry is one of them or not, but,
Yeah.
but,
What I'm saying is that's only a piece of the problem. It doesn't seem anybody's managing the numbers coming in and figure out how we placing
Right.
them, what's a win here, how we improve. That's all I have.
yeah.
That would be the county
so,
health department.
So we, and I don't, maybe I'm off on this, but, so a few minutes ago, we appointed a person to be on the community development team, and they meet in the spring, I think, in May, and then the different nonprofits submit a letter to them as to what they would like to do with their program and how much money they need, and then that committee decides whether they can afford to fund that or not. So there's a process.
That's just funding the Band-Aid, though.
What I'm looking at is different.
The long term.
I'm suggesting who's putting together a plan, that here's what has to be done, and then looking to the nonprofits maybe to help to execute the plan.
Oh, I see,
It doesn't
okay.
appear to be anybody's taking ownership of it.
That's the County Health Department and Social Services.
And do we get any feedback from them?
Other than they just got hit with a $5 million increase from the state because they got their budget cut, and they have to come up with $5 million more from us for those programs. You probably don't know, there's a number of motels and hotels in the county that are booked every single night with homeless and folks who need shelter. There is not a plan. I go back to when I was a kid, my dad worked at the Binghamton Psychiatric Center. And in the 1960s, they had 3,000 patients at the Binghamton Psych Center. Well, right now, the Psych Center has probably 150. And the other 2,800 are out on the streets. So, I don't know what the answer is, but there obviously, you need somebody with really deep pockets to come back in and figure out what to do. Mental health laws have changed so much in the last 50 years that you can't incarcerate people. You can't put people in these places. Psychiatric medications have come so far. The problem is getting folks to take them and stay on them. And you can't force that either.
The mental health is just one portion. Some of these people come in, they have the
Yeah.
skills, they can't speak the language.
Yeah.
There's a whole host of issues.
And that's another side of the coin. That's the immigration issue as opposed to the mental health and the drug addiction and alcoholism issues. So I have no idea where to send you or where to even think about it or talk about it, other than it's a national problem, and I don't know where the answers are gonna come
I guess
from.
I'm also suggesting maybe you guys should put it on your agenda someplace so it doesn't get forgotten because it's impacting your whole community. too.
It's something that gets discussed at meetings all the time with the state and with Leah Webb and Donna Lepardo and our local representatives. We discuss it all the time, especially the county discusses it because we're bearing the brunt of most of this
Yes.
in our county taxes, not our town taxes. And as I say, I do know in the new county budget, they had to come up with $5 million for more of that because the state cut them again.
I struggle with, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I struggle with success. I can't find any metric that tells me I'm being successful. I'm doing a lot of stuff every day,
And we're not.
You're not being successful.
You're not.
but I don't know how to be.
You can't. You can't because we're being overwhelmed. Because the state has tossed these mentally disturbed people issues out into the public, okay, when they closed or cut back on mental health facilities. And when immigration is at the peak it is now, you look at the news, there's a bunch of people getting ready to cross the border again, and the federal government is shipping them all over the United States.
Understand?
So, I don't know how you fix that. You can't fix 20,000 people coming into the state of New York and going into small towns and villages like ours. You can't. You're never gonna do it.
At UHS, we are overwhelmed with mental health and addiction issues. You're on waiting lists for months to get into treatment, to get into mental health beds. You pretty much have to be the worst of the worst in condition-wise to get an inpatient bed. We know from the ambulance, and it's just a revolving door. I see it every day. Where we are expanding at UHS, the BGH campus, every day becomes more of a mental health rehab hospital than a hospital. And we're already in our future plans looking at opening more buildings and more space for more beds. And then the catch-22 is, where do we find the staffing? Finding qualified people that are licensed in the proper social work and counseling is nearly impossible right now, because it's such a hard profession. People go into that profession, they're lucky if they last 10 years without totally leaving and doing something else, you know? So I share your concern, I just don't know what the answers are.
Marty, what was your address again?
1655 Sylvia Drive.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks.
I just have to say something, and then New York legalizes marijuana. That's,
I don't know what to say.
we're headed to the rise and fall of the Roman Empire.
Oh, no, we're past that point. We're past that point.
Okay, so the hearing of visitors is closed. Department reports on file in the town clerk's office. Mr. Bertoni, please.
Make a motion to file department reports 1 through 11 be accepted and placed on file.
Second.
You've heard the motion by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi to receive and file department reports 1 through 11. Are there any comments? Hearing none, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is approved. Council comments. Mr. Bertoni tonight.
Yes, I want to congratulate everyone who ran for office, from all the way from the president down to our level, all the people who participated, and certainly for the people who won. I also had the pleasure of attending the Sons of Italy fish dinner the other night, and we had a great time, and it was just a well-received evening, and I was glad I went.
Good. Mr. Nurchi.
My congratulations and condolences to the winners.
Yeah, that's
Because it's
true.
going to be both. That's all I got.
Mr. Cudgis.
I have nothing.
Okay. And I'm just going to say I want to thank the support from the folks of the town of Union that did support me. And you're stuck with me for a couple more years. So hopefully we can keep the town on a good path and get some things done. We are coming to the point of the year where we start looking for folks to serve on boards. We have a number of positions that are going to be expiring. So if you're community-minded people, I know I've recruited 1 or 2 of you over the years out of this audience, or if you know folks that you think would be good to help serve on one of our boards, we would appreciate the name, and if they're really interested, they can send us a little letter of interest or a resume or something that lets us know they might be interested. We have positions on the planning board, the zoning board, the CDBG board. I'm not sure what, I mean, there's actually a few more boards that we have positions on too. So please, if you think you want to serve a little bit, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you. Adjournment, Mr. Bertoni, please.
Yes, I make,
Can I ask a question? So,
Yes,
the election last night, so it's only every 2 years, which seems like,
for me.
and none of these, four?
These guys are 4 years.
Every 2 for you?
Yeah.
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 That just seems too soon.
It is. It's,
And it
I'm
seems
trying.
Right now, he's already gonna start thinking about the next.
I'm
Thinking
try-
about the next
Congress is the same way. I mean,
Somewhere, and then the village,
The village is a switch. The mayor is 4 and the trustees are 2.
And that's the way it should be. In the city of Binghamton, the mayor is 4, the council is 2. Vestal, the supervisor's 4, council is 2.
senators,
No, senator,
Senators are 6 years.
senator 6.
yes.
New York state senators are
2.
2.
New York state senators are 2, and so are legislators.
Yeah, US
Um,
senators are 6.
Town of Union is, in my opinion, backwards. But there's a difference of opinion on the board.
That's right.
yeah.
A couple of years ago,
Big time.
they tried to pass an ordinance, or a resolution for the ballot to make the supervisor 4 years.
I checked with Tom. We never did that.
Yeah, you did. It was 3-2 vote.
No, we never did that.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to agree, but again, it's got to be voted 3-2 to do that. I vote yes.
Of course you
Okay, so you've heard the motion made by Mr. Augustini. and
No, I make a motion to adjourn
Oh,
at 7:35.
Okay.
Second?
You've heard the motion made by Mr. Bertoni and seconded by Mr. Nurchi. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? This meeting is